You're standing out there and you're witnessing a tradition that is millennia old, where they're using basic hand tools, just like the old days, in their often traditional outfits, and they're chopping trails to produce very rugged ice, which is very hard labor. They choose to keep this tradition alive. It feels like stepping back in time in a way to go out there and witnessing this tradition. And then you're standing there as a scientist and you're flying this highly technological UAV in their direction, and yeah, we weren't sure how this was going to be taken at all. So we are communicated with the population in Barrow over a number of years and trying to direct our research in areas where they're interested in, trying to come up with products that will essentially help them. And one of the things that we've gotten a response that would be helpful to them is a way to assess or monitoring the roughness of the ice. It's difficult for the population to assess from shore where the ice is going to be rougher, where is it going to be harder to make an ice trail.
So we sat down last fall and designed what we kind of would like to do, which is get the Barrow before the whale season starts and make a map of the sea ice, and then maybe in the future they would use this map in making decisions on where to build our trail.
Since this is a very culturally sensitive time of year, we needed to plan this long time ahead, and we wrote a proposal to the Barrow Whaling Captains Association, and we also went up there for an in-person meeting to explain what we were planning to do and how potentially they could benefit from it, and how we could better design our test flight to serve their needs.
When you are exploring new ways of making maps, you want to start with small. If you have an idea for that might be a good solution, you're going to try it on a small sample versus going for a big sample. And we have a little aircraft, we call it a ptarmigan. It's a hexacopter aircraft. A team of engineers added an open source autopilot. So basically it's a hybrid aircraft frame you can get cheaply off the market. You can pick about 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds of weight for about 20 minutes. The aircraft is small, so it's very easy to take it in an Alaska Airlines aircraft and bring it up to Barrow.
Kwasi brought up 3 experts to make sure that everything went perfectly. One that was an expert pilot, one that really knew the data processing, and one that really knew the software. My role was in actually planning this with the locals out on the trails and communicating with the locals as they were doing some of the surveying.
We have a little laptop, make a box of where we want to map, and then the software selects a grid, or we tell them what kind of overlap we want, so it builds a grid within that box that we defined. Tell the software execute this map, the aircraft will just take off and follow the grid in that box to map it. As it's fine, just hear click, 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 click of just the camera's taking all these images.
We were able to perform a trail survey using this UAV over or close to active trail building without interfering in any of their activities. And they were happy with our presence there and didn't think that was any inconvenience to them. That was a huge success for us to be able to do that, and doing it in a way that had minimal impact on them and providing a product that they had great interest in.
The day after we made the map, we met with them again on ice on those trails, and we printed those maps and we showed them, and they were very interested. Of course, we mapped a very small area, so for the future we need to make something significantly bigger that is going to be actually useful for them, I would say. But the captains were very interested. ACRASI is Alaska Center for UAS System Integration.